If you're searching for a way to truly let go, reframe your reality and break free from the mental loops that keep you stuck in fear and self-doubt. If logic isn't working, it makes sense to engage the unconscious mind differently, through language, belief shifts, and direct experience, instead of battling your fear with analysis. What if you change the way you experience it? Let's start by questioning the structure of those fears. Ask yourself, who specifically is accusing me? What exactly am I being accused of? How do I know this will happen? Have I mistaken an old memory for a present reality? Your brain is replaying an outdated survival mechanism, protecting you from threats that no longer exist. You can step outside of it, observe it happening, and realize you're not your thoughts, just the observer of them. You can reframe and install new beliefs. Instead of fearing authority, realize authority is just a projection of power, and power is a game of perception. Who says they have more power than you? What if you are the authority of your own mind? Instead of fearing punishment, realize that mistakes, they're learning experiences, not sentences. Every mistake is a stepping stone to mastery. Instead of fearing confrontation, realize no one can truly confront you unless you accept their frame. You hold the power of interpretation. Language patterns to shift your mindset. As you begin to notice how much you've already grown, you might start to wonder, what if moving on is easier than you thought? Some people used to believe they had to suffer for their mistakes, until they realized suffering was just a habit, not a requirement. And the more you breathe, the more you realize those old fears, they're just echoes from the past, fading a little more each time you exhale. You don't have to force yourself to let go. You allow yourself to. Like releasing a tight grip, not by prying open your fingers, but by simply choosing to relax them. And when that old fear tries to creep in, you can just smile, breathe, and ask yourself, isn't it interesting how much control I actually have? So let's dive in to a full hypnotic NLP style reframe, embedding shifts at the unconscious level, making it fluid, engaging, and transformational. As you sit there hearing these words, you might start to notice something shifting. Maybe it's subtle, maybe it's profound, but something inside knows that now is the time. A time to release, a time to transform. Because for so long, the past has been a weight, heavy, lingering. But isn't it fascinating how the past, it only exists when you call it back. It only lives in the echoes of thoughts. And thoughts, well, they're just stories your mind replays. And stories can change. Think about this for a moment. Who gave authority figures power over you? And is it interesting how authority is just a concept? It's not a physical force. It's an idea. And ideas shift. Power shifts. And what if power has always been yours, just waiting for you to claim it? What if right now you stepped into a new version of yourself? Because mistakes, they're just moments of learning. There's no punishment, only experience. There's no judge, only perspective. And what if you saw clearly now that you have already paid the price? That whatever lessons needed to be learned, they're learned. That you're free. Imagine that. Take a breath and just imagine what it feels like to be free. To feel light. To feel in control. Not in a forceful, grasping way, but in the way a river flows, naturally, effortlessly, powerfully. Because all those rules, all those limits, weren't they just ideas, constructs, boundaries you once believed in? But now, right now, you can see through them. And when you see through something, it loses its hold. Like mist under the sunlight, it dissolves. And when you imagine yourself being confronted, what if instead of panic, you felt an unshakable calm, a deep knowing, a realization that nothing can truly shake you, Because you're the one holding the frame. Because you decide what to believe. And the moment you decide, reality bends to match. So isn't it interesting how much power you have, how much control you always had, and what happens when you step into it fully? And as these thoughts settle in somewhere deep, you might find yourself breathing a little differently, feeling a little different. And isn't that proof that change is already happening? That something inside has already begun? And maybe, just maybe, you can already sense it, that fresh start, that freedom, that new way of being. Because it's not coming in the future, it's here, right now. And you're ready, aren't you?